Hi there, Henry Smith here from IamWealthyandRich.com, and just welcome to my daily update. So this is an update on the cryptocurrency portfolio, investment portfolio, which was started just over a year ago in May or June 2020. So here we are now in July 2021. I didn't actually start documenting this until February 2021. So I thought it'd be a good idea for future case studies. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen, but before I do that, I'm going to do the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor or financial planner, so this is not financial advice. Also, I'm not an accountant or CPA, so do your own research, your own due diligence, and also regarding risk, understand that all investments carry a degree of risk, so don't invest more than you can afford to lose. With that said, I'm going to share my screen now and just do the update of the figures of the portfolio, and then just show where you can get more information about what I'm doing. So let's hit that screen share. So this is a spreadsheet I've been using. For those of you who have been following this video series, you know exactly what this is about. For those of you who are new, welcome to the video series. So we have three columns here: the altcoin column, the Bitcoin column, and the totals column. And then we've got the green and red areas. The green is where it's gone forward on the previous day. As you can see, sometimes we have a week of it going forward, day after day after day. Then we have red when it goes backwards on the previous day. So we have some reds as well. So we've got a combination of green and reds, and after a while you start to see a pattern form. But you know, the principle of how the market works, you know, after every expansion there's a contraction, and also after every contraction there's an expansion, and that seems to ring true. So whenever it expands, it never seems to, you know, fail to contract, and whenever it contracts, it never fails to expand. And that's really what you have to, what we sign up for when you become an investor. So coming down to this date here, today's date is the 5th of July, and I'm taking my figures here from this page here, asset summary. Figures coming through a live feed into an asset group, and then they reflect here on this page. This is updated live every 10 minutes or thereabouts. So this particular portfolio consists of one Bitcoin and a selection of specially researched alternative coins known as altcoins. And as you can see, I put majority of my money in the altcoins, and there's a reason for that. And I'll tell you how you can get more information about that later. And on the right-hand side, we've got the same portfolio. It's just in pound sterling or Great British pounds. So that's what we have here. So look, I'll take this figure here, the altcoin figure first of all, which is 107,442.31. So 107, let's do this time here. 107,442.31. Let's see if that was right. 442, that's perfect. So that is, looks like it's gone down on yesterday. So that's minus 6,000 on yesterday. So we'll color that in red. And the total figure is 141. There's 141,114.99. 141,114.99. See if we got that right. Yeah. So that is also down on yesterday by an amount of $8,740.25. And Bitcoin, what's Bitcoin? Bitcoin is also down on yesterday as well. So that's down 1,700 yesterday. So we have to color these red, red, red. So as you can see, we had an expansion for a few days, and then we had a contraction for a few days, then we had an expansion for 2 days, and now we're getting the contraction again. And this continues to play out. As I've said in some other videos, the journey of Bitcoin and the market over the next 12 months are going to be very, very interesting. A lot of people thought it was going to peak this year, but research has shown that it really is more likely to peak next year. And what I'll do is I'll show you an example. Let me just find the example to explain something. So, images. So, you know, the market moves in patterns. It moves in patterns and cycles, but it's not. It's very, very fluid. It's very, very dynamic. It's a living, breathing market, and a lot of people. Go to my last diagram that I drew. I was talking to somebody recently just to explain. So let's share the screen again. So before I show it, just to explain. So the market moves. A lot of people have a wrong expectation about you know, how markets are going to peak, and based on, especially when they base them on exactly what has happened before. The market never does exactly what it's done before. It does something similar to what it's done before, but not exactly. And that's where people make the mistake. They're looking for an exact playout, exact replica, and it never does that, and it has never done that. It's always done something similar. Some people say, you know, it rhymes in the same way. What I want to show about, and I discovered this way back last year in May, and you know, it was very apparent to me then because I understand trends, and this is based on trends. So, and it amazes me, even the so-called experienced investors or traders even fell into the same trap as most people. I almost fell into the trap, but it became, you know, more and more apparent how the market was going to expand. And so if you don't, you know, the biggest problem with a lot of people when they get disappointed because they have, you can only get disappointed if you have the wrong expectation. So it depends on what your expectations are. So I'm not going to show charts here, but I'm just going to show a diagram. Let's share this screen again. And what this diagram shows, it was a little sketch. Just, you know, these are my, what I call my napkin sketches. And this particular sketch on the left-hand side, you can see the Bitcoin's growth and momentum is based on the halving. And obviously the whole market revolves around, majority of the market revolves around Bitcoin's movement, momentum. And back in 2012, the halving of 2012, what happened, you know, you should check out what halvings are. I won't go into a deep explanation about those. That's when the Bitcoin supply is halved, according to the computer code. And then there's obviously, if there's a reduction in the supply, it affects demand, and then that affects the price. So after the first halving, I don't know the exact date of head, but in 2012, approximately 12 months later, the effect of that kicked in with a massive spike of Bitcoin. That's what this represents. You can see my mouse. So that was after 12 months. And what happened is that, you know, it went up and then it went down. But a lot of people made some good money. And this also took a lot of people by surprise. A lot of people missed the opportunity. Now, in the 2016, there was another halving, okay? And what most people did is they thought, oh, by the 12th month, it's going to rise again. So they were standing by the door at month 12, waiting for it to rise, and they got sorely disappointed. You see, so I didn't draw any line here, but they thought it was going to do exactly what it did in 2012. But what it did is that it didn't do anything, really. It decided to surprise people and did it month 18. So it rose, you know, 18 months, and those who were ready, this is at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, it rose dramatically when it hit 12,000, 20,000 or 19,000 something. And this particular rise in 2012, 2013, it was around 1,000. But here it rose to approximately 20,000. But the thing is that a lot of people were standing by the door here at month 12, thinking it was going to do exactly what it did in 2012, 2013, but it didn't happen. And the same thing is happening now. A lot of people were thinking that it's going to do what it did in 2016, 2017, and rise 18 months later. So a lot of people are standing, you have to excuse this background noise. A lot of people are standing by the 18-month gate, or they're planning and expecting it to rise again because it did that in 2017. And I immediately saw, when I first looked at the market in May, that there was a trend. These periods, these spikes or peaks, they were lengthening. The time in which they came around were lengthening by approximately 50%. So I estimated it would not rise in 12 months after. Well, neither will it rise to its peak, I'm saying. It will not rise to its peak 18 months later. It will really hit its peak about 27 months later. So because there's the cycles are lengthening, and you know, you can go forward to the next cycle in 2024, and that looks, if it continues, if this plays out the way it's supposed to play out, which is there, like I said, 90% of indicators now are showing. It's taken some of these experts that were been in this industry for 10 years. Now they're just figured this out now, just about a couple of months ago, which I figured this out a year ago. But like I said, the next one in 2024 probably may not reach a peak until 2027. It means which is about 40 months. So you add 50% to this figure, just 27-month figure. So it seems like the cycles are getting longer. We'll wait and see, but don't get your hopes up and wait at month 18 thinking it's going to do what it did in 2017, or you'll be sorely disappointed. Okay? The only way you get disappointed is if you have the wrong expectation. So have the right expectation, have patience, understand the cycle is going to do what it's going to do. That means Bitcoin, when it rises early, it kind of has to slow down or correct what they call a correction, because it's actually going too far. So it's going to pull back a bit, so it doesn't hit the figure is meant to hit too early, because it's meant to hit that figure at a certain time. And I liken it to you know, using analogies. For example, you know, you all know the marriage. If you're used to the Western marriage formality, well, you know that the bridegroom is supposed to turn up first, you know, into the church, and then the bride is always meant to be late. But if it was the other way around, and the bridegroom was at the church first, you know, it's not supposed to happen like that, you know. So if the bridegroom got to the church and they found that the car was pulling up in the church, and they found out the groom wasn't there yet, then the bridegroom's car would have to drive around until they got notification that the groom has arrived, before they then turn up fashionably late, so to speak. And that's, if Bitcoin is about to reach its destination too early, and it realizes it's getting there too early, Bitcoin's kind of like the bride here. He has to circle back and go around the houses. And that's what people don't understand. That's why it's going down and hanging around at 35, 33, 35, 37, 33, messing around. Because it's not, you know, yes, we want it to go up to the hundreds and 200s, thousands, but it's too early. So it's got to circle around, go around the houses, go around where it's been before. It's been through the 30,000 figures before. And that's what Bitcoin is doing right now. It's just an analogy. It's nothing to do with marriage. I'm using it as an analogy. In technical terms, we call it a correction. It has corrected itself, corrected its course. And so we just have to be patient and not have the wrong expectations, and so that you keep your mental equilibrium. That's what comes with becoming a mature investor, okay? But talking about mindset, and which is one of the most important foundations you can actually apply, I want to bring your notice to this website, IamWealthyandRich.com. You want to get yourself here, IamWealthyandRich.com, how to understand the game of money and play it well, and download our free course on mindset. Develop that millionaire mindset, and also a free investment strategy to show you how to get financial discipline and get your finances in order in terms of your money and get into an investment plan. And then once you've got these two methods under your belt, so just fill in the form right now and get that information, get your mindset. The mindset is what will take you to the highest height, by the way. And so don't disregard that or disregard it at your own peril, to be honest with you. But once you've got that under your belt, then you can contact us by email to find out more about these altcoins and why. I've invested 76% of my money in the altcoins rather than just in Bitcoins. Bitcoin's great, but when you understand the right selected altcoins, then you know what we're doing. Now, to do that, you just email us and we get you on a free webinar and show you exactly how you can get your information, hands on that information as well. So with that said, we're going to end today's call, video rather. I want to thank you very much for listening. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video and hit the notification button. And what I will do is I want to wish you a fantastic day and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.